Yeah, just miscommunication. That was something that happened multiple times in that game. So and that's not us. When we're not communicating, we're not at our best, and you guys can see that. So miscommunication. Yeah.
Is that right? You chalk those first two touchdowns that they had as well?
Yeah, I would say that as well too. Yep.
Tyler, did you see that interception the whole time? It looks like you just closed in on the ball.
Yeah, I was in the half, playing the half field to the boundary. I was just reading the eyes of the quarterback. He was kind of holding it, so I just took a chance and broke that way, and he ended up throwing it. So, yeah.
I know you said you didn't want to talk about setting a record or tying a record. Does it mean anything to you to be first in your career interceptions?
Not with this loss. I don't care. I came back to win games. I came back to take us to places that we've never been before. I don't care about the individual records. Like I said, I'll figure that out at the end of the season.
Tyler, do you feel like there's similarities to Northwestern today?
100%. Yeah, in that game, it was a lot of miscommunication too. And we say in this program, learn from your past to create your future. We did not do that today. We did not. A lot of things that happened earlier in the season, us not finishing games, us not starting fast, us giving up explosive plays, those are things that we learned and we had at the beginning of the season that at this point in the season, it's got to be shut down. We talked about all week making all the stuff that happened in the first 8 weeks of the season disappear. And we at times we did. At times we did that. We did it very well, offense and defense and special teams. But there's times we didn't, and it bit us in the butt today. So we got to go back to the drawing board.
In your experience, what does it take that communication improve between all three levels of the
being proactive throughout the week, being on top of our calls, being on top of the game plan, and just being proactive when you're on the field, talking about what happens if this motions, what happens if this happens. So it's just got to be a lot more proactiveness, a lot more intention in that factor, I think.
Tyler, did the change in quarterback for them after the injury change anything for you guys in that end?
No, I didn't change anything. They were running pretty much the same stuff. It was just a divide route from number 3. That's what they were doing with number 1 the whole game. Like I said, it was just miscommunication of the call.
Tyler, you have 4th and 11 in the 50. You know what happened on that play where they got a 22-yard gain?
I do not. It was kind of on the other side of me, and I was had some stuff over there I had to look at. So I don't really know what happened to the front side of the field, but we just gotta make that play.
What do you feel like was key, especially in your front in the third quarter, generating pressures and sacks,
Mm-hmm.
those kinds of things? What do you feel like was working at that time?
Yeah, I'm sorry. Could you repeat that again?
Your defensive front in the third quarter,
Mm-hmm.
creating a lot of pressure. What do you feel like was working there?
They were just getting after it, honestly. I think it was just an intention to get back there. We weren't running anything different. We were running kind of the same things. But I think it was just the intention and the will to get back there, which they can do at any time. And you saw that they were doing it the whole game. So I think that's really what it was. They just made a decision.
Coach White was talking about the progression of the job. What have you noticed from him as a leader of the team, watching him?
Yeah, I think Ja's made one of the biggest jumps, especially as a leader of anybody on the defense. Just his understanding of the plan that we have to rush the quarterback and how he fits into it and how he can play off of other people. I think that's why he's having so much success this year, because he understands the why now. Before, he was just rushing. Like he's got the talent, you know that. But he understands why he's rushing, why he's got to counter at the level of quarterback, why he's got to balance the rush on certain games and stuff like that. So he's making plays before he makes plays. So that's why.
I know it's so fresh, but what are you thinking you're going to focus on as a leader to get them to bounce back?
Definitely staying together and just being more detailed and being more focused during the week. I think that's every week, but it's just gotta amplify now because we only got 3 more left and we gotta get these. So everything just gotta go up.
Any more for Tyler? All right, thank you, Tyler.
Thank you, guys.
Yeah, I thought we executed really well in the first half. Everybody was in the right place. I just thought we executed really well.
What do you feel changed in the second half?
Execution, for sure.
Were you surprised it was tougher on the ground rushing than you guys normally have a little more success? Were you surprised by that?
I just, got to give a lot of credit to Illinois. They're a really good team. They played really well today. Their defense is really good. Their defensive front is really, really good. So got to give credit to them. They played well on offense. They played well on defense. They played well on special teams. We just got to execute better as a team.
Athan, what did you feel like were the issues kind of finishing drives, either at the end of the first half, the beginning of the third, or maybe the 4-minute one after Nubin today?
Yeah, for sure. It really does all come down to execution as players. It's a player's game. We have to execute. When we get the chance to execute, I got to play better, for sure. And yeah, it really comes down to execution. The players got to execute.
What did you see on the slot fade to Daniel and then the third down pop pass?
Yeah, you talking about the touchdown, Daniel? Yeah, went to their cover zero look, knew it was one-on-one, hit Daniel. And then on the pop pass, I got to throw a better ball. I rushed it. No need to rush it. I just got to put the ball on him. And then, it's a different story if I complete that ball. So just got to complete it.
How much did formations and motion help in the first half to get the receivers some space and leverage in the passing game?
Oh, yeah, for sure. It definitely helped. We went through it all week. We practiced it. We knew what we were going to see. We knew what we were going to get. It definitely helped. Big part of our game plan. We executed at times, and then we didn't execute. We just need to execute more than we did today.
You take us through the 2-point conversion?
Yeah. It was just, the Philly special, I guess. Nick Foles play, Eagles play. They played it really well. I mean, Illinois is really disciplined. They're really good at what they do. And they played the play really well.
Run pass option was a little bit more in vogue today. Is it something you've just been working on, or?
Yeah, it was something that we have in, and then we ran it today. We knew that we were going to get the looks to be able to run it, so we ran it.
Athan, what are you trying to do at this point now that you guys have this loss against Illinois?
Yeah, we just stay together as a team. We have a really good story, and it's just building on our story. All be there for each other. I'm going to have every single guy's back. They're going to have my back too. Just keeping the guys together, and we're all so tight already. Our relationships are we're really good. So just being positive with each other, knowing that we didn't execute at times. So we know that we got to execute better. I can't wait to watch the film tomorrow just to grow and learn. And yeah, we're excited to get better for sure.
And I know it's all about 1-0 in each particular game season, but do you guys feel like with the way the standings have been shaking out, things have broken your way, that you let one get away maybe today, but do you have a chance to make up for it the next game?
Yeah, I think we just focus one game at a time. We're 0-1 in the Illinois season. Haven't really gone into standings or rankings or any of that. We're just focused on winning one game at a time. Today we didn't win. That's the bottom line. We didn't win the game. We went 0-1 in the Illinois season, but it's time to go 1-0 in the next season. We're going to watch the film. We're going to execute better as an offense, defense, and special teams. It's a player's game. It comes down to execution. So we're excited.
Any more for Athan? All right, thank you, Athan.
Thank you, guys.
On that final drive that Illinois had?
Probably just execution of the calls that we were given, whether it was seeing the signal or being able to do the details within the call. It was just simple as that. We had many opportunities to put the game away, and we just didn't.
What was the game plan to try and keep Altmaier in the pocket?
In a recent study, when we were looking throughout his game, his previous games throughout the week, we were seeing that A, he was able to scramble, B, he was able to make plays to his key wide receivers. So being able to rush and make sure that he wasn't scrambling vertical, we were just making sure that our rush plan met that. So we did a lot of things interiorly and exteriorly to make sure that he didn't scramble vertical, and we made sure that he scrambled lateral.
I know you're close with Jaw. You had some little splash plays today. What did you like about his game?
Yeah, I mean, he really he's coming into the player that we want him to be on a more consistent basis. And of course, coaches, Coach Debo and Coach Rossi, and of course, Coach Fleck. I mean, we really want him to be more full player, and he's really taking that into his own hands. He's really growing, like I said, into the player that we want him to be. So.
Jalen, there's a lot of pulling action, jet sweeps, and different eye candy with Illinois' offense. How big of a challenge was that for you guys as you prep for this game and execute out there?
More so, I think it was because of the personnel that they brought out. Not only that, I mean, they run it a lot and they're trained to run that. So we got to give them props where it's due. I mean, they ran it really fluently, but it's nothing that we can't handle. It's just on our part, we got to do a better job of executing. So.
You guys started racking up some sacks third quarter, beginning of fourth. Were you starting to wear them down, or what were the circumstances?
Whether you could say we wore them down or not, I mean, that's really not our mindset. We really worry about ourselves. I mean, at the end of the day, I mean, whether we have 1 or 2 or 3 sacks, I mean, we just continue to raise the standard. But as far as worrying about their own line, I mean, we just continue to play it with what we're given.
Any more for Jalen? I feel like that was one that got away. It was there and just got away from you guys.
Yeah, I mean, just what I said earlier. I mean, we just, both on offense and defense, I can really only speak for the defense. Just got to be able to execute and put the game away. I mean, great teams put games away. I mean, you see great teams in the past and great teams now. I mean, they're able to put the game away with their execution, the details, and their playmakers.
All right, thank you, Jalen.
Cool. Have a good one.
Thank you. Take it more like yourself today.
Yeah, I mean, I think I said this early in the week. Like, there's always stuff that you're gonna be able to get better at through the week, through the season, as you progress as an older guy. And I think what really needs to, how that happens is, you know, learning from win or loss, like what you did good and what you can improve on, and looking back at that and really making it a point of emphasis to like get that stuff taken care of without losing the little details of things you've already done in the past well.
When you look at that final play, were you carrying the slot to the safeties, or what was the call there?
Yeah, there was just a little miscommunication, and you know, stuff like that is what leads to points, and that's on everyone. That's not just on one guy. You know, louder communication from all 3 levels is what it's going to take, and you see when you make mistakes to good teams like that, like that's a good football team out there that we just played, and when you make mistakes, those teams are going to capitalize on them. So yeah, it's just the small things are magnified in games like these.
Cody, as a vocal leader of the team, what would your message to teammates after the game?
Heads up, we got a lot of football left to play. You know, we're not defined by one game, and yeah, you know, we got another championship season, another championship series next week. I think we play Purdue, and you know, we gotta still learn from this game. We're not moving on just yet. We're gonna go in tomorrow. Look at what we did, good and bad. Like that was a good game. There was obviously a lot of mistakes, but I think offense, defense, and special teams played well. But we just gotta put together a full game, and yeah, just get in tomorrow, watch that film, swallow the pill, and keep getting better each and every day. You gotta, you know, make that conscious effort to give your absolute, you know, 110% every day, change your best, and learn from our failings.
Cody, what did you feel like were the breakdowns on those first 2 touchdown passes that they had?
Like I said earlier, just communication. You know, whether that be being loud, hand signaling, you know, on the sideline, maybe pre-snap stuff, alerting stuff before we get out there on the sideline, or got there on the field from the sideline, sorry. And yeah, it all takes into consideration when stuff like that is going on.
Cody, second game back, did you feel your field vision was better, more coordination with the guys?
Yeah, for sure. You know, being out there or not being out there for however many weeks it was, you know, it's hard because like a lot of that stuff, that connection that is built, it kind of has to take place on the field. You know, that trust built on the field, like not having to look back to know that, you know, the guy behind you is going to do his job so you can focus on your job. And, yeah, I mean, through practice, through game, through film session, you know, talking to each other about what's going on, what's going to happen if this happens, you know, what are we going to go to versus this. And, you know, that stuff is, I think you can see, like, we're getting a lot better by each and every game. And, you know, it's just whether or not we're going to put those full games together at all 3 levels. And it's going to happen.
You had 4th and 11 from their 15. You know what happened in that play when they got the first?
Not off the top of my head right now. I'm sorry.
That punch, fumble, that was a pretty big play at the moment. What were you, is that something you were seeking out to do, or does that just kind of present itself at that time?
I mean, when the play is presented to me, I mean, we practice stuff like that a lot, and we say, like, the guy you don't see is the guy who knocks it out. And, I mean, I'm assuming he didn't see me coming, and I had the opportunity to punch it, and I did. But I give all that credit to our coaches. They put a lot of time and effort into making sure that, you know, we understand situations like that. And, like, you're not just going for the tackle there, you're going for the ball. You know, creating takeaways is a big part of, you know, any defense, but especially on ours.
All set with Cody? All right, Cody, thank you.
Thank you, everybody.